So Days I Miss is the title track from this album.
And this is one of my favorites on the album. I keep saying it, but this is a really good song.
So Days I Miss was the first song I think we all collectively put together for the album.
One of the early memories that I have of this one was Eddie was working on finishing this song after we kind of had just a jam to begin with.
I ended up kind of just writing the rest of it. I think we had like the first line of the song for a good minute.
And remember, I was really listening to the Cardigans at the time, specifically like First Band on the Moon and the song Never Recovered. This is a chord they use. I'm pretty sure it's a diminished 7th chord, and showing Eddie that one. And within a couple days, he's like, okay, I finished the song, and it had that new chord I showed him. And it was cool, because it was just very much like what we were listening to at the time, kind of reflected directly onto what we were making.
I remember saying to the guys, you know, it'd be cool if we could write a song that was just like 2 chords, you know, and it could actually be like a good song that's not boring.
I remember the song being intentionally different than other tracks we've done. It's a little bit more chill.
I remember kind of wanting to approach it like super like simplistic.
Musically speaking, my 2 highlights are probably the outro solo from Oscar.
Tried really hard at first to make it not boring, but it really took on a different type of like kind of sound when Oscar kind of joined the band, because he wasn't in the band I think when we first wrote it.
I really liked hearing this the first time when Eddie showed me.
But that end solo really was something that really, I think, pulled the song together, you know, and all his like kind of color and like vibrance. And his guitar parts really made it sound a lot better.
Yeah, I like what I had to contribute to the song. I did some solos, some like little melody additions, just to make it sound more like big. And I did the solo right at the end. Eddie did the that first solo that happens like right after that the switch up.
And I really like the drum fills that Tony does at the end. Those are pretty cool.
For this song, there are 2 things that stuck out for me. One thing was the time change.
The progression is one of my favorites on the album. I really like just the way the track just goes along.
And then we go into kind of a jazz feel, which I really fuck with, which leads into the second thing I really like about the song, which is like the jazz kind of beat that I get to play. Just growing up, like I just love to play jazz in high school and even outside, like in little groups. So getting to play, you know, the things that I learned outside of the band, but actually in the band, was pretty cool.
Lyrically, I remember Eddie was trying to make sure that it wasn't just an A-B rhyme, like it was supposed to be more of a storytelling.
It was also a song that I remember like writing the lyrics to be for anyone that like I knew in my life who would appreciate hearing the song. I pretty much wrote that song for, so it's a very like nice, sweet ballad, but it has a little bit of texture too. So it's not just 2 chords; it gets bigger and bigger. And I think lyrically, after the whole pandemic and all that stuff that happened, the kind of themes of wanting to go back and reminisce about the days that, you know, everyone enjoys having, it really set the emotional tone, I think, of the record. So I think it's a really cool song. I think it's going to be one of the more remembered ones, I think. At least I hope for that one.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I really like the song.